Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. My name is Shariah binti Mama Idris from VA 2722G. Today, I would like to present my individual assignment entitled Salient Shariah Issue in the Contemporary Application of Murabahah in Bank Rakyat. So, how Murabahah works? First, the customer identify the asset that they want to purchase, such as a house or a car. Second, the customer applies for financing from the Islamic bank. Third, the bank purchases and owns the asset from the supplier. This step is very important because according to Shariah principle, the seller must own the asset before selling it. Then the bank sells the asset to the customer at a higher price that includes a profit margin. Finally, the customer pays the amount through installments over an agreed period. This process ensures that the transaction is based on real trading activity rather than money lending. The first issue is that Murabahah financing is often seen as too similar to conventional loans. This is because customers still pay fixed monthly installment just like conventional financing. Some Islamic banks also use conventional benchmark rates such as LIBOR when determining profit rates. Because of this, some people question whether Murabahah is truly different from interest-based financing. This issue is important because Islamic finance should focus on fairness, transparency, and genuine trade activities. To solve this issue, Bank Negara Malaysia has introduced Shariah guidelines for Murabahah financing. The guidelines require real sales transaction, clear profit disclosure, and proper ownership arrangement. Shariah Advisory Board also monitor Islamic banking practices to ensure compliance. In my opinion, Islamic banks should educate customer more about the difference between Islamic financing and conventional loans. The second issue is the lack of proper ownership transfer. In Murabahah, the bank must own the asset before selling it to the customer. However, in some cases, the ownership transfer only happens through documentation without actual possession. As a result, the transaction may look similar to conventional financing rather than the real trade-based transaction. This may weaken the Shariah validity of Murabahah financing. To solve this issue, Bank Negara Malaysia requires Islamic financial institutions to ensure proper ownership and possession before completing Murabahah transaction. Shariah Advisory Board are also responsible for continuously monitoring Murabahah practices to ensure that banks comply with the Islamic business principle. In addition, Islamic scholars allow constructive possession or qaid hukmi as long as ownership and control of the asset are genuinely transferred to the bank before resale. Personally, I believe Islamic banks should improve transparency in ownership transfer processes so customers clearly understand how the transaction is carried out. Stronger internal control, proper documentation, and more effective monitoring system are also necessary to ensure that banks genuinely bear ownership risk before reselling the asset. Through this improvement, Islamic bank can maintain the integrity of Murabahah financing and strengthen public trust in Islamic banking. In conclusion, Murabahah remains one of the most important financing instruments in the Islamic finance industry because it provides an ethical and Shariah-compliant alternative to conventional interest-based financing. However, the modern application of Murabahah also creates several Shariah issues, especially the issue of mimicking conventional financing and the lack of ownership transfer. Therefore, Islamic financial institutions must ensure that Murabahah transactions genuinely reflect Islamic commercial principles through real ownership, transparency, proper Shariah governance, and genuine trading activities. Continuous improvement, stronger public education, and better implementation of Islamic finance principles are essential to maintain the integrity and sustainability of Murabahah financing in the future. That is all from me. Thank you.